Hi YouTube, it's me, the Shy Pianist, I am known as Donald of the For War Games, bringing you my 4th place Trickstar regional deck profile. So yesterday, or 10th of March, I entered the Peterborough regional. There was also 56 players in total, and I came 4th against 6 rounds, no top cut. And yeah, so I played against 2 Salaman Greats, 1 Orcus Thunder Dragons, 1 True Draco, and 2 Sky Strikers. And going into 6th round, I was 5-0. The next 2 players were 4 wins, 1 draw, and one of them was Salaman Greats, the other was Sky Striker, and I had to be pitted against the Sky Striker player, and then I lost my 6th round, cutting me from that 1st place to 4th place. So nonetheless, I still got my invite, and I'm just happy to have finally earned one of these deck boxes and the map. So onto the deck profile. Go that. Okay, fine. Sorry about this. Just have to do it like this. Okay, so starting straight off, play Triple Candina, or I like to call her Triple Mammy. This is obviously reference to Midolka Magica. Standard as usual, Triple Lycris, or I like to call it Triple Homura, and double Lilybell, or Midolka. So obviously Candina, Lycris are standards. Double Lilybell was something I personally prefer to do. This actually did come up in one of my matches, and Lilybell did help me win my match in my 5th round Sky Striker matchup. I played 2 Desires during that game on game 3, and drew my 2nd Lilybell and attacked my opponent for game. With Lilybell. So that was pretty nice to have in a sense. And yeah, she is very underrated for what she is. Next I have double Carabane. I don't have a 3rd copy, and people have been asking me if I did have a 3rd copy, would I play it? I told them I wouldn't go for a 3rd Carabane. I would instead go for Honest, because the general idea is that you do want to be just using Carabane to beat over your opponent, and Honest would do a better job than that. Admittedly, there was one time where I did want to see a Carabane, because I banished one of my copies with Desires, and as a result, even though it was a bit of annoyance, but I'd still managed to pull through for that game when I did so. So that wasn't too bad in a sense. Speaking of Honest, I played 2 Honests. This is a great card to be in Trickstars. People still don't expect it, because when going into game 2, people were siding Prankotops against me, summoning the Prankotops, and then attempting to beat over rather than just popping out my card. And then I would just go damage step and drop the Honest. So yeah, it was it did come up a few times, and it did help me win games. Onto hand traps, Triple Ash. It's pretty standard, and Triple Droll. The Drone Lock play in Trickstar only came up for me once. My playstyle of this is generally, if I have a Droll in hand, I would search Reincarnation with Candina, but I never had an instance where I had 2 Reincarnations and a Droll. So what it basically led down to was a case of my opponent having to search and then chaining Reincarnation and drawing them. This only came up once in my final matchup, in my final match against Sky Striker, and my opponent still won. As after doing the play, I had no other cards and no other resources in my hand, because it got to the game state where my opponent still had a 1 Shizuku on board, and still had Sky Striker cards in the grave, or spells in the grave. So yeah, didn't really do much. Two Eater of Minions. Eater of Minions didn't really come up in any of my matches. I never saw it. But yeah, it's generally there for the spot removal in a sense. Spells, Triple Light Stage. This came up for more predominantly against Sky Striker, just forcing the anchor or the ego boost. Yeah, ego boost, forcing them to be played, and then basically going on from there. Obviously, this is a standard. Play the one Scapegoat just for the link plays. Only played it, managed to pull it off once, and it was the one time where my opponent didn't have Phantasma in hand, and so I was pretty lucky with that in a sense. I've heard that other people do play Super Poly instead of Scapegoat because they just go for like Starving Venom or using their opponent's monsters to then fusion into their own, like I think Salamangreat or something. But yeah, I play Scapegoat instead of Super Poly. Two Desires. This come up very helpful in some cases because though there were only two instances where there was a hassle because, as I mentioned, it banished one of my second Carabane, so I need to search it. The other time was I searched Reincarnation with Candina and hoping to draw a draw, and I banished all three draws. So yeah, there was, I think another time I did play one to then draw into the second one. But yeah, that was the Sky Striker matchup, and yeah, drawing into my second Lilybell helped me win the game. Triple Call by Gravy going first obviously hits all the hand traps, enough to be said with that, and double Terrifying for adding that light stage. Onto the traps, I play, well, let's go for this. Triple Reincarnation, that's standard. This was generally more to hit cards that they added to hand. Generally, like in Sky Striker's case, it was hitting their engage. Against the Orcus Thunder Dragon didn't come out as potential, and yeah, it kind of backfired, but I still managed to do a lot of burn damage in one of the games because I had 3 Lycras on board, so that really helped out to do damage in a sense. And the Graveyard Revival effect was very helpful as well when I needed it to, in a sense. 2, Heavy Storm Duster. The idea with this is obviously because your opponent knows that you're playing Trickstars. As soon as you summon Candina or you play a light stage, they're gonna and they know that they feel they need to sort of set their cards to not get hit by Reincarnation. Obviously, they're going to start setting the spells, in which response, as soon as they set the second spell, you flip the Heavy Storm Duster and pop the cards that they could have used to extend or help them play. That's just general ideas in a sense. For the rest of the traps, 2 Strike, 1 Warning, 1 Judgment. These didn't come up as often as I thought I'll see them. The one time I really did see them was in my game 2, around match 6, game 2 against Sky Striker, in which I sadly opened up with Warning, Judgment, Reincarnation, Carabane, and Lilybell going first. Not the best hand. My opponent hit the Judgment with, I think, a Jamming Wave, and I summoned the Ray, but I was really holding back on playing the Lilybell and Carabane because they Shizuku would just be over because as soon as they had 1 spell engrave, or even Kagari as well, or 2 spells engrave, which he easily did, and so yeah, it didn't really come out as much as I hoped to see them in my games. So that's it for the main deck. Onto the extra deck. The only one time I only went to the extra deck was for the Scapegoat play. So that is for the 1 Link Kuribo to the Proxy, to then to Link Spider, or whichever way around, and then only to go into Borrowload. Actually, the only other time I did go into my extra deck was I did summon Link Kuribo by itself because I had the 1 Scapegoat token to I think it was. But yeah, I do remember. Oh yeah, because I played the scapegoats. I did the scapegoat play, but my opponent flipped. There could only be one, so I had to send the 3 goats, leaving the 1 goat. And yeah, that was the only other time I did it, go into my extra deck. But yeah, a lot of the time against the Salaman Greats, they had Phantasme. I saw them, like, as they were putting back the cards, hand back in, they sort of showed their hand with Phantasme in their hand. And yeah, it was pretty useless because I never really went into my extra deck. So yeah, that was funny. Rest of the extra deck, just for preparation for other things, 1 Nightmare Mermaid, 1 Cerberus, and 1 Phoenix. These are just for spot removers, and this is in case I ever get Ibleed, preventing me from special summoning. Never really happened, so yeah, there's that. Underclock Taker's just there to increase damage if I needed it to. Topple Electric Bomber Dragon. This is for against Guard Dragon, Crusadia. Admittedly, like, if by the time you flip the scapegoat play and do this, they may have already just set up the board because you're already 1 turn behind anyway. But you know, it's there as an option in case they never get to go off. 1 Lancerincus, just for any event that if you make any of the other monsters or generate, in my case, the XYZs, and you just want to link them off, especially like Nightmare Shark or whatever, you know, you can just open up zones. 1 Gaia Saber. One person did question about my choice for this tech, generally because in the event you do need to protect yourself with Scapegoat. One goat gets killed, so you're left with 3 goats. Then those 3 would be into Gaia Saber for a beat stick. And for the rest of the day, I played 2 Trickstar Holy Angel. This is generally for beat stick purpose, but never went into her. For the XYZs, 1 Nightmare Shark and 1 Acid Golem. Nightmare Shark is obviously to attack directly in the event you really do need to. Never came up. Acid Golem is for beat stick as well, never came up. But yeah, literally my extra deck could have been summarized with just these 4 cards. I'll go over my side deck choices because they did come up a few times. I teched in a 3rd Eater, never really got to see it. Yeah, never really got to see Eater in any of my games. Triple Winged Dragon of Ra Saphir mode. This actually came out in my Orcus matchup, Orcus Thunder Dragon matchup. I also decided going to game 2, going first. I sided this in, and it did help. Because it was just that I managed to draw it, so I held on to it, and when I did a few bit of damage with my Candina, they then made their board, and then easily swung over my board, and I then, back to my turn, I Saphir mode them and summoned my Carabane and tacked over whatever weak monster they had left, and then they couldn't use it, so it came back to my side, in which that one time I could have used it to summon a Ra from my deck, but I didn't have it. And then going to game 3, I still kept it in deck, and they summoned my opponent ended with some sort and 2 Thunder Dragon Colossus. And this was in my hand, ready to just Saphir mode and then pass turn. Setting up some traps. But yeah, it really did come up in my match. 1 Raigeki in Dark Hole. This came up in my Sky Striker matchup. It wasn't game 3. I think game 2. My opponent ended with some sort and a Borreload. Yeah, like, extended their plays to make that board, and then I went Dark Hole and then attacked. Actually, that was game 3 with the Lilybell. Dark Hole and the Raigeki. Well, Dark Hole came up, I didn't see Raigeki, but yeah, board wiping and attacking directly for game did help in that sense. Triple Twin Twister. This is to just cover the Heavy Storm Dusters if you're going second. I generally decided the 2 Storm Dusters out to put 2 Twin Twisters back in. The third one never came in. into play. But yeah, that's all that. Red reboot, triple red reboot. This for Alter Guys and Guru Subtail Guru Control. Never came against them, so never sided it in. And triple evenly match was against Sky Striker and well, actually any deck and that I faced against it actually today. I knew I was going second, but yeah, it was just there was an option to help out. So that is it for my deck profile. This is, well, for me, this is deck 53, Usarin. Yeah, Trickstars that helped me get 4th place in the regionals, and so yeah, let me just get this out. Let's do it that way for the photo. Oh, it doesn't even matter. Let's just leave it like that. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, guys, happy dueling!